All right, it is 9:30. Time for a Friday night hangout. This is where we grab a brew, shoot the breeze, and interact with you live on the internet. Good panel tonight. We attempted to get a coast-to-coast panel tonight, but unfortunately, we got a little bit of tech issues with our Vancouver panelist tonight. Hopefully, she'll be jumping in here. And we seem to be missing our Cape Breton representative here, so hopefully he'll be jumping in too. But otherwise, we got a solid panel tonight, solid set of topics. I'm feeling pretty good, and I'll show you why once I get. I'll show you what beer I'm drinking tonight. But everything's looking pretty good. Let's get started here as we get all settled in here. We get people all up in it. Give everybody a chance to tweet the Hangout, Friday Night Hangout hashtag. We do this every Friday. If you're watching live, you can PVR this through the controls on YouTube, Google+, or voidinshores.com. You can watch the replay once we're done on your Apple TV. You can even catch the Best of podcast. We're everywhere. Let's start with the panel here. We got from Newfoundland, we got Mustang Mike with us tonight. How's she going, Mike?
Good. How's it going, guys?
Can't complain.
Awesome. Perfect.
Let's flip over to Halifax. No, Dartmouth.
Dartmouth.
Krista is with us tonight. How are you, Krista?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I am doing good.
Hello, panel.
Good evening, citizens.
Good evening.
Good evening, citizens.
All right, Wallace, Nova Scotia, Keith Elliott Stone. How's it going, Keith? Seems like we haven't seen you too much lately. Oh my God, there's no audio for Keith.
Oh, great.
Where was his audio?
What about now?
Oh, there you go. Let's take this over. Keith, what happened? We haven't seen you in a while.
You see me now, don't you?
I see you now.
Hear me too.
Yes, now I hear you. Let's flip over to Cape Breton. We got a Cape Breton representative, Carrie, with us tonight. How's it going, Carrie?
We're doing good. We made it in. Is everybody hearing me okay?
Perfect.
Yeah. Sounding great. Perfect. All right, let's flip over to Dartmouth and Dan with us tonight. Good evening, Dan.
Oh, hi, Jim. I didn't see you there. Welcome aboard. Come on, ride the train and ride it. Doo-doo.
And of course, I am in Halifax also. And just a reminder for people jumping in, you can interact with us live via Twitter. That's probably the best way. Friday Night Hangout hashtag, or you can comment on the YouTube page or voidinshores.com. We'll be checking comments and reading them out. So lots of fun with that. Let's start off the way that we normally do, is what we are drinking tonight. Let's start again with Mike in Newfoundland. Mike, what are you drinking tonight?
I picked up something different tonight. A Detective Cesar from BC, Central City Brewing.
From
Oh,
BC. Oh, we could have got input from our BC correspondent.
I know.
It's first time I had that. It's very nice.
Okay. Krista, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking my very last Merci Bière collaboration between our friends at Boxing Rock and our even better friends at Stillwell. We'll see how this goes. It's pretty strong. It's 8.4%, so I haven't had a lot of sleep this week. It could be a rough night.
Excellent. Carrie, what are you drinking tonight?
I just finished a Vickers Cross, and I'm switching to the Boxing Rock
nice.
Red Ale.
Oh, that's a nice way to ease off in the evening.
Shiggity way.
Mm-hmm. Keith, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking a Tadabrew Little Giant.
Oh, that's all over
Yeah.
the place. That's on tap at Rockhead as well right now.
Tell us a little bit more about this one, Keith.
It's their ESB, I think.
Ooh, I like those.
It's part of the. I think it's a ramp-up series coming out in May. They're going to bring out some new beers in May.
Okay. And how is this? How is this beer?
Well, that was my first taste, so
Oh, okay. Well, man. Let's give man a chance.
so far so good.
Excellent.
I'm really impressed with the product that they're putting out up there. They've just turned out to be a really crackerjack little brewery.
Top notch.
Well,
Yeah.
definitely the later ones. Personally, the first at launch, I was kind of meh on it because I believe I sampled them during Beer Fest. But subsequent visits and stuff, their lager, their RR, was it RR2, Keith,
RR2,
that they had?
They have the lager and the lager.
Ale. That one I wasn't wild
Yeah.
about, but I like their horns over hooves.
Horns over hooves and
Have
butcher
it?
block too. I like that.
Yeah, I like butcher.
I have not had that one yet, yeah. All right, let's go with Dan. Dan, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, I literally just got back from Gagetown just about an hour or two ago. So I brought with me a couple of beers from Fredericton, and we all know our brewery of Fredericton. Let's hear it, everyone. Hickaroos. So I'm starting off with Dooryard Summer Ale.
Oh, I like that one.
Oh yeah.
I had that
yeah,
last
that's a
year.
good
Yeah,
one.
it's nice.
Yeah, so I brought that, and then I've got another Pickeroons to follow up with that, and then maybe something out of door number 3. We don't know. We'll have to see. Sponsorship.
All right, we
I
got
gotta hold by that.
our newest panel. Hopefully, we got Trudy here with us. How's it going, Trudy?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, I don't look like a puppet without a hand up my ass.
Oh, I thought it was all that marijuana from British Columbia that's blocking the communication.
You know, it's a little past 4:20. We're all good.
Oh, okay.
All right. 4:20. Hey, what are you drinking tonight, Trudy? Or this
Well,
evening?
I went to my local craft brewery here in New Westminster, which is called Steel and Oak. Picked up a growler of their seasonal, which is a smoked hef. I love it. It's fabulous.
Ooh, that sounds great.
Nice. That sounds interesting.
That's good.
Good stuff. And I am drinking. I went straight to door number 3, Dan. I'm sorry.
OFB.
Yeah!
Yeah, you know me. OFB.
You done with OFB?
I can't believe Garrison has not reached out to you. He must not
Reached
like.
out,
He must
reached
not like free
around,
advertising.
something.
Yeah.
Keep talking, Dan. You're making it better.
Oh, yeah. Sure, we can
Mushy,
do that,
mushy.
they'll say.
Like a Japanese schoolgirl. Oh, mushy mushy.
Oh, now come on now.
All right, so let's start here with our first topic of the night. And for those who are following at home, you can check out the list of topics here off of our YouTube, Google Plus, or Avoiding Chores show page. And you can follow along. You can comment back. Twitter, Friday Night Hangout hashtag is probably the best bet. Start off with the fart. Now, apparently in Halifax, somebody decided to do some art. And vandals, unfortunately, did not agree with this project as it originally started. So instead of the project originally called the Halifax Art Boat, it became the Fart Boat.
Can I make a guess of the age of said vandal?
I guess
Perhaps
43.
I would guess 41.
I was gonna say perhaps, asleep in a bed upstairs, age 6.
No.
Giggles a lot.
No.
No, definitely someone
Probably
who
39.
I have loved every single second of Fart Boat. It brings me so much joy.
Are they going to leave it alone? Somebody said they were going to leave it.
Yeah, well, it's part of the art project, right? So this group built this boat, put in front of or behind the Maritime Museum here on the waterfront,
Oh, God.
and people to do stuff to it, put some art on it, and the first contribution was, the letter F.
That's right.
That's deep.
I love it.
Stretch.
I love it so much.
At least it didn't damage it, just beat it up or something.
Well, that's the thing. They can always paint over it. I mean, really.
Yeah, I mean, as far as vandalism goes, this is both relatively minor and completely amazing at the same time. Like, it just brings me so much joy. Just to say, like, fart boat, it's just so funny. I just enjoy it so much.
First publicity they're going to get tonight.
Fart boat. Everybody, go down to go down to downtown Halifax. Go to the waterfront. Go find fart boat.
Bring your selfie stick, because you need your selfie stick.
Don't do that. Be decent and just ask another human to take a picture of you. And get your picture taken with fart boat while you can. This is your moment, because you don't know at which point someone's going to come in and harsh the buzz that is fart boat and paint over it, and it's just a regular art boat again.
And why they should be running something like an campaign with like, we're putting the F in art. See?
Dan, get the F off my boat.
No! By the way, that is like the funniest joke from Corner Gas. You kids get the F off my lawn! You're like drawing up on us. I always laugh when I see that.
Well, let's ask Trudy over in BC. Do you have a fart boat project equivalent over there, or is it a little bit more classy?
I am very sad to say that we don't, but we do have Dude Chilling Park in Vancouver. It is an official park with a city sign, and it is called Dude Chillin' Park.
I'm pretty sure you also have the Vancouver Art Gallery, don't you?
Well, we do, but that's a whole other story. It's called the badge. I mean, the bag. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Vancouver Art Gallery, yes.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you have a dude park? Do you have like a bra park? Let's go on, bra.
No.
Do you even lift bra park?
Bro, is it still like 2012? No.
No way, bro.
No, we had a statue of a naked man for a while, but I don't know what happened to that.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So this was part of some community group project here. So it makes you wonder, like, you guys thinking, what other odd structures that people have been kind of building as a community or part of a community project to contribute? You guys can think of anything other than the fart boat?
Well, there's that sculpture in front of Dalhousie that looks like a penis.
Give me a couple months. I'll come up with something.
That's right.
It ties into with the tongue, so, you know, a penis, a tongue.
Yeah, like there's a giant tongue on the waterfront.
Can we have like a schnauzer dropping a deuce or something like that?
No.
But make it arty.
But that could be like an official dog park then. Your dog
that's right.
lives here.
Oh, there you go.
That's right.
All right, excellent, good stuff. All right, let's move on to we'll move on to the next topic here, which is another local story, and this sounds pretty interesting here. So there are a series of Jane's Walk being organized here, and it's all about walking around in your downtown core, discovering your city. And I guess these organized hikes that Saturday and Sunday you can walk around, and it's a street level celebration of internationally renowned urban planning activists called Jane's Jacobs Life and Ideas. And the walks are led by anyone who has an interest in the neighborhoods where they live, work, or hang out, and want to explore the culture, architecture, and history.
It's actually part of an international collection of these events, and they're for anyone who's interested in urbanism, basically, and getting to see their city in a new light. And there's a really robust schedule of them here in Halifax, as I'm sure there are in other places, in other cities across Canada and around the world. And it's just pretty much anyone can lead one. You just have to kind of assemble the walk yourself, and you make it up of the things that you find interesting in a particular place. And take people around your community and show it off a little bit.
As a sidebar, I like the first line in the article. It says, "Have you ever wondered what qualifies as street art and what is considered vandalism?" I think the prior article actually answered that question for us.
Oh, I don't know. I think we're still on
Nice
the fence.
segue, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the walks that they highlight in this article here is graffiti, but there's, as you said, Chris, another type of walk, which is concrete jungle or something like
The
concrete
jungle
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just reading something last week about how one of our other concrete monoliths, this one in downtown Halifax, Scotia Square, was actually part of a an architectural movement influenced by Eastern Europe, which explains so much about that building and what it looks like.
So, have you heard? Have you guys heard anything similar in your neck of the woods? Keith, Carrie, Mike, Trudy.
Yep. Here in St. John's, we got the Haunted Hike. It's led by a guy that does folklore at the university, and he'll go downtown and places you walk by every day.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, he
Mike, but
froze
I
up.
totally want to do that.
Yeah, he froze up a bit.
He's been haunted.
So I assume he walked down and talked about the haunted hike there.
So we have a whole bunch of Jane's walks happening in our community. So I live in a little suburb in the center of Vancouver, and the neighborhood I live in is this weird little enclave that everybody sort of forgot about. We're not really New Westminster, we're not really Burnaby, and everyone likes to pretend we don't exist. So there's somebody from our neighborhood association who's leading a walk because he wants to sort of show off the neighborhood because it's this really cool little neighborhood and get people more interested in it. And he's expecting like 20 or 30 people. And I think the pierogi restaurant down the street is handing out free pierogies to the walkers.
Whoa! Pierogies? There's a restaurant that's pierogies?
Yeah!
What is the name of your neighborhood? What's the
Connaught Heights.
Connaught Heights?
Yeah, it doesn't say, it's nothing like Connaught Street in Halifax, though. I need
So
to
do you
tell
call
you.
it like the Kohai or something like that, or?
No, because we're not pretentious. We just live in the pretentious part of the city.
It needs like a Tribeca name.
No, everybody goes, oh, is that past the West End? Yeah, they have no idea.
Mike, you kind of froze out there. So the dude he was going down to the town and leading a hike, and kind of.
It's called a Haunted Hike, and it's a lot of ghost stories and stuff. And of course, there's St. John's, just tons of ghost stories around from 17, 1800s and that.
Oh gosh, yeah, that'd be a fun one.
Just regular buildings and houses and that. He'll take you around and tell you a story. There's probably about, might take an hour or two, and there's probably 15, 20 stops, and it's very interesting. I'm pretty sure just about every major city has a similar thing, or I would hope they would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done one in Halifax. It's
Yeah, I did one there too.
Yeah, and I did one in a graveyard in Kentville. That was super fun.
Ottawa was actually pretty good. Kingston, Ontario also had a lot of history to it too.
Did you do the one in Ottawa where they take you to the Parliament buildings and all the people are dressed up in costume?
Ottawa actually runs about 3 or 4 of them, and they all start with that same hub over at the Parliament building, and then you have the one that does like the prison tours, and then other ones for other areas. So yeah, I've done a bunch of them over there.
Did it go through Stephen Harper's office? Because that would scare the shit out of me.
No, unfortunately, he's not haunting it. He's still alive and well in that building.
He's still very much alive.
True.
He's a grumpy old custodian.
Kim.
Yeah, Carrie.
There's a walk scheduled in Sydney tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Cool.
Is there a particular theme to it, or?
Go walk around Sydney. Visit the park. Whatever. Yeah,
Get off your fat ass and walk.
That's to the point.
Get out with you. Get out there and walk.
Kick around the snowbank. See if you can find any money.
Yeah.
Love it.
And Keith, anything in your neck of the woods in terms of walks like that, or?
People don't walk here.
Yeah, what I'm talking about, rural Nova Scotia. Silly me.
You walk to the mailbox.
Jane's ATV tour.
All right, let's do a quick check on comments here, folks. If you're watching, if you have Twitter, Friday Night Hangout hashtag, we'll be checking things out here. YouTube, Google Plus, woodenshores.com. Gentlemen and ladies, whatever you normally would monitor, refresh your pages now.
Monitore.
We'll get to maybe Krista, because she's monitoring the Twitter. She's on the Twitter all the time.
It's actually pretty quiet on the Twitter tonight because our top Twitter commenter has joined us.
Oh, yes!
So I can't even be mad about that because I'm super happy to see Trudy.
Chores, because I'm here.
That's right. So you nailed that down. So now, Dan, you're monitoring YouTube. Do we have anything on YouTube?
We have one from GC Storm 1. He says, Good evening, all. I'm into some IPA tonight, enjoying Lagunitas Maximus, and it is great.
Ooh, somebody was in Halifax lately.
Lagunitas.
What brewery is that from?
Lagunitas. In California?
Okay.
And my wife is not a fan of IPAs, so she's drinking a Professor McDougall's from Garrison.
Oh.
Garrison, makers of fine brews, like Old Fog Burner.
Keep trying.
I was going to buy 2 of them today, but
No? Oh, you should carry.
I'm kind of partial to the Weichenbier, so, you know.
So that's all I have right there.
That's it. Okay, I did get a notification here on Twitter. Peter Braun was asking how does one join the panel. He's from Ontario. I'd like to add a little Central Canada input. Well, you know, adding to the circle here to the panel is a very complicated process, Peter. We'll,
Like every good pyramid
Requires
scheme.
favors, Peter. Many favors.
Yeah, like
Many
every good pyramid scheme, you have the Grand Poobah, and then you get the second level, which pays to the Grand Poobah, and then the third level, which you would become, we'll call you the tertiary, would pay the second level, and then the circle of life continues.
What he's trying to say is he
Yeah,
wants you to
so-
pay him the fog burner.
Cash.
No. All right, so with that, let's move on to the next topic here, which is
My worst nightmare, I think.
yes, this is we're getting away from the local stories here, but this is a sad story.
No, it's
So
not.
This is horrifying.
So Bumblebee Foods in Los Angeles, 2 employees were charged by violating safety regulations. Death of a worker who was cooked in an industrial oven with 12,000 pounds of tuna. So this guy was inside the oven cleaning it, doing something in it, where his coworkers loaded up the oven with the tuna and turned up the oven to 270 degrees Fahrenheit for a 2-hour cook.
Oh.
I'm really concerned about this because who the hell cooks tuna? Shouldn't you eat it raw?
No, like in the cans.
Stuff in the cans, yeah. Bumblebee Foods. We
The
see.
canned tuna.
We see.
Oh, chicken of the sea.
Chicken of the sea.
I see.
They don't know how to
Like-
can food there.
Like, I will say, like, some of my horror tonight has been because I've been ignoring stories about this all week. Because I kept on seeing these stories come up in my news feeds that said, Bumblebee Foods now declare their tuna human-free. And I was like, that's pretty sick. And then I finally researched it and I was like, holy bleep, that is horrifying. Why are those people still in business? Go,
sad.
Well,
shut
that's
her
the
down.
thing. I mean, as far as the business goes, I mean, the employees were obviously grossly negligent. If he was inside doing maintenance, you know, the thing should have been locked out, shut down.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
like,
before you start it back up, there'd be a checklist to go through. You know,
Like-
where is he?
that's a standard industrial
It's
process.
pretty negligent. It's not just like, you know, somebody forgot to clean up a spill or something.
Yeah,
You
like,
know,
that's not a whoopsie.
it's pretty big.
That is gross negligence because they should have lockouts. They should have all of these other, industrial
pull the
OHS
brake or
provisions in place.
Lock it out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, where I work, we got a lot of permit to work and a lot of regulations, and sometimes just guys saying like it takes way too long to get a job done. This is why, so you don't have really bad accidents like this.
Yeah, exactly.
And isn't next week National Occupational Health and Safety Week?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we had National Day of Mourning here on the 28th.
yeah, 28th was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of
By the
talk
way,
here.
is it too soon to do any bad puns? 'Cause
No.
it was very
Probably.
It's almost
fortunate. It was very importunate. Sorry,
No, you tried.
I tried.
I'm not
Try
even
harder.
laughing on the inside.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a sad story.
I'm not laughing at your pun. I'm never gonna laugh at a pun.
No, but you think of he probably just crawled into this thing doing whatever he needs to be doing, and
Oh yeah.
it's
No,
with-
I mean,
The company is contesting the fines. It's like you just shut your mouth.
Yeah, that's the
and
thing. They should
pay
be
those
taking their
people-
lump on that one.
Pay those people everything.
The individuals that did, I mean, I didn't get the whole details. The individuals that did go in, did they do every proper procedure and doing a lockout or tag out before they entered in, or was negligence on that end?
It doesn't look like you hear from the news article.
It says
it takes
proper procedures.
Being in the workplace that I work in, which deals with a high radiation and RF because of radar and that. So yes, you got the people that are responsible for not ignoring takeouts and lockouts, but then you also have people that are responsible for actually employing the lockouts and the takeouts, and that would be the people that are actually putting themselves in that situation, which is why I'm bringing up the question.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, like the two, yeah, like you're right. There's probably like a fair degree of latitude where who did what and who didn't do what. But at the end of the day, the company is ultimately responsible for having a crap safety culture if it results in one of their employees being cooked in an oven.
Yeah.
Blanket declaration. Your safety program sucks if you cook one of your employees. You deserve to probably be run out of business for that. You have no business being in the food cooking industry if you cannot tell the difference. Probably. Well, you know, in fairness,
well,
I want to avoid saying something slanderous.
And they sell seafood. Could they not have picked a different? I mean, they already didn't know what they were doing in the first place.
That's true.
I don't know, man.
It all tastes like chicken.
It's deeply distressing. That's
Or
distressing.
Soylent Green.
Soylent Green. Ah, too soon.
All right, let's move on to the next topic here, and then we'll go next topic. Then we'll do what we're drinking, and then the next one here. This one here, I labeled it the Buzzkill Neighbor.
Can we put this in the category the tobogganing ruling? Because this kind of feels a lot like that.
You know what? You're right. It's in that neighborhood. You know, this is in the mind your own bloody business and manage your own business instead of getting up in everybody else's business in your neighborhood.
So just a quick recap for those who haven't seen the story here. So basically, a BC father got a visit from the RCMP. Neighbor complained that they saw his son naked, frolicking in the grass, 4-year-old son, and, took him to the cleaners kind of deal here. So,
the first thing I would say is I would go to the neighbor and say, "Stop sexualizing my son."
Yes.
The first thing that comes to mind.
Why does everybody have to? And that's the same thing you could say about breastfeeding. There's nothing sexual about that.
Absolutely.
Kids are being kids.
now
My
my child is not 4 years old yet, but I tend to remember other kids that kind of that age. They tend to take off clothes.
Yeah, they don't like to wear clothes.
It's naked time all the time.
Some kids do, and it doesn't matter.
No, of course it doesn't matter. They're little kids. Like, they're literally harming no one. Like, if he was outside
My clothes
naked,
are wet. I'm going to take them off.
but, like, if he was outside naked and it was -20, like, yeah, maybe you call the authorities and question this person's parenting. But if the weather is fine and they're outside having a water fight and and he's 4 years old and it's fine.
He needs to take off his shirt and his shorts. He's running around in his undies. Like,
it's great to be that, not self-conscious and just,
But the
great.
best part of this article is this piece of text I highlighted.
I saw that.
So the RCMP are quick to scold the father, but yet he had a break-in while his wife and children were in the house. The RCMP said, "We're too busy. We can't come down right now."
Yeah.
But they got time.
There's something shady about that story too, but still, like it's crummy. Like I am not a parent. I don't follow parenting business on the internet. I don't read mommy blogs, but like everyone is far too concerned with other people's parenting.
Yes.
And when I say other people's parenting who are doing just fine. They don't need you up in their business, like questioning every single thing they do and why they do this instead of doing that, and the book says this and the internet says that. You know what? Like, just mind your own business and raise your own kid. Because there's a really big chance it's 10 o'clock, you're raising assholes if you're that concerned about everybody else's business.
You go, sister.
That's right. And I don't have children, and I have enough sense to know that.
Well, no, you're right. It's just there's people seem to be preaching others, like,
Yeah, worry about your own kids.
very concerned about other people's parents instead of just minding their own business.
I'm glad I live in the woods.
It's easier to critique others than it is to critique yourself.
Oh, man. Just worry about your own kids. Just keep them alive and teach them how to cross the street and ride a bike and all that stuff, and let everyone else parent their children. Dad. I hate being the voice of reason. Come on.
Children are the future. Teach them well and let them learn the way. Show them
I don't know.
the beauty that they have what's inside.
And now you know why you grow fences.
All right, so let's go to comments here. So just a reminder, everybody, if you are watching live, Twitter, Friday Night Hangout, or comment on YouTube, Google+, avoidingchores.com. And we do this every Friday. A reminder, we got the best of podcasts. So if you listen to podcasts, you may want to subscribe to ours. iTunes, Stitcher. It's a nice condensed version of the raw feed, which is this. Let's check comments or anything like that. Let's go again with Dan. Dan, do we have any comments?
Yeah, we have someone by the name of, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Lori McKinnon? Is that right? Lori McKinnon?
Oh.
She says, she says, I'm here, peeps. Here to see Trudy. Happy to see Trudy. Have a great show. And in 10 years, that Bumblebee story will be said to be an urban legend. Google will come back with, nope, for reals. So yes, Google shall be the great recorder of our lives, and this will be recorded forever. So that's what we got on the YouTubes.
If you can find Lori's YouTube channel, we put a really special video up there of a moment that I had last week at Stillwell.
Now, were you trying to emulate the people behind you?
Yeah.
I was not. That was just really convenient.
Because at one specific point, because at one specific point in the video, she was looking at you and like, what the fuck are you doing?
So which one was
Caitlin? Good thing it's 10:03.
I don't think either of them were Caitlin. But
that's your story, and you're sticking to it.
There's like a young woman that exists in the atmosphere, and they are Caitlins. And you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Are their last names Ermagerd?
Ermagerd.
Ermagerd! I can't even.
It's been so long since I've seen you, I can't even. They have that kind of like Kardashian nasally voice.
I believe that now the youngins call those girls basic. That's the hip term.
Basic.
She's basic.
I would have to try harder to be more basic, because right now I'm kind of a slob. So, anyway.
Yeah, basic takes effort, quite frankly.
Basic takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Coats.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's it for the YouTubes.
All right, Mike, anything on avoidingchores.com or?
I'm here, so no.
Yeah, me too.
Someone please take pity on him.
Twitter, Krista on the Twitter, what do we got?
Same. Pretty quiet.
Same. It's a quiet night. People are so distraught about the Halifax Rayman.
Oh, we should have put that on there, because I have a lot of opinions about that.
That is bizarre.
We could do this. Well, let's do what we're drinking, and then maybe we can add in this extra topic here. So, let's do what we're drinking tonight. Dan, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, I've moved on to Picaron's Number Dos. So our second from the selection will be Woof Woof Woof, Man's Best Friend.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What style is that?
It would be a porter. This is a well-rounded porter, brewed to be assertively roasty and toasty, with an approachably pleasant body, at once soothing and invigorating.
Me and Carrie like that.
Hair and dog.
That sounds awesome.
So I'm sure when I go back to Gagetown, because I got another week there, I'll probably come back with more selection of picaroons.
That is actually illegal to transport beer across provincial lines.
What I meant to say was Garrison.
There you go.
Or Stillwell. Or anywhere else.
Keith, what are you drinking tonight?
In session, Garrison. I switched.
Ooh.
All right.
In session.
God, all this free advertising you guys are giving Garrison.
Keith, did I go? Did I get to you on the first pass?
Yes.
Okay, I just fog burner. The
Wait,
OFB's hitting me. So.
I recall you doing this to him like a week or two ago as well.
He did.
I did.
I just play mind tricks on Jim all the time.
Oh.
I'm always frustrated.
Jim, you're living in the fucking Matrix, man. What the fuck?
I tell you why. This damn thing. It's this.
I'm
This.
not even on that yet.
This is killing me.
I'm with you tonight, buddy. I'm still on the Merci Bière, and that's 8.4%, which is the Krista equivalent of a fog burner. So.
It's 10:06 and the F-bomb's out.
Carrie, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm enjoying a Boxing Rock Temptation Red Ale.
All right.
Kind of a nice beer. I have to put a plug in for another brewing company later on. So.
Yes, actually, let's do it now.
All right.
Please do it.
Breton Brewery.
Yeah, what's their situation?
Tapping their first keg mid-June. And I will be there.
How do we make friends with those guys?
Pardon me?
How do we make friends with those guys and get some beer?
You move to Sydney and watch them go to Subway next door where I work and say hi.
Simple enough.
I guess I could do that. If they were doing it this week, I would definitely have the time.
Do they have an 11.5% beer?
We don't know yet.
I don't know if we need more of those, you guys, honestly.
Oh, we do. We do.
All right, Mike, what are you drinking tonight?
My saison is finished. That was really nice, and I only had one of them. I'm on to Muskoka Brewery Detour.
Oh, what's
Oh,
that?
yes, I had that one. I had that one.
I really like that one.
Nice.
And Trudy, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm still working on my giant 64-ounce growler of steel ale. But I have to say, it's down here already,
Damn.
Damn, girl.
and I might need to pee.
Chug. Chug. Chug.
All right. And
That's why you're supposed to keep 2 jugs at the table.
I have 2 jugs, but neither one of them has beer in them. But ching.
Wow. Wait, have we entered the after dark moment for the show?
we should do something about that.
Getting saucy fast.
I know, it's good.
Yeah.
But hey, just a reminder, folks, for those who are watching and haven't seen the beginning here, we're coast to coast. Panel is coast to coast, Newfoundland, BC, and parts in between.
Coast to coast.
Off the chain.
Jim is a great uniter for Dominion.
The Dominion.
The
love
stream of the
beer.
Dominion lives.
So let's talk, now that we're all liquored up, let's talk about the nonsense that happened with the Halifax Raymond, the...
Oh, man.
What's
Okay,
this
so I
league?
went-
Okay, but let's give some background to people because they probably don't know who we're talking about. So there is a National Basketball
Who are
League
these
of
Raymond?
so there's something called the National Basketball League of Canada
Canada.
that has 6 teams.
I don't know.
It goes from Ontario to Maritimes, and it's below like the development level of like the NBA. It's kind of like between so Halifax has a team. I guess the salary cap for the entire team is like 150,000.
I don't.
Something ridiculous. They don't. It's not a high money league.
But like the season is only like 4 or 5 months, so
But it's
Yeah.
totally fine because I went to a lot of those games and I had a good time.
their
they're
numbers
very
are down
close.
this year though.
Yeah.
They were
So-
never up.
No, they've been around for a few years here. But anyway, they left whatever league they're in. They kind of formed this new league, and anyway, they had their playoffs and they had their They made it to the finals, championship game, Game 7 against the Windsor, whatever they were called, and all of a sudden, they forfeited the game. They were halfway from Windsor to Toronto, and the Game 7 of the championship final, they awarded it to Windsor, and all hell broke loose. People wondering what the hell is going on.
So I
The
don't know
team
if
has
I can-
been fined severely. Coaching has been banned for very. I don't know if it was for life
Forever.
or
Life, for life.
Players have been banned for a year.
Why?
So I went to game 5, I guess, last Sunday, the last game in Halifax, and like these two teams don't like each other at a pretty basic level, and so things started testy. Like they were pushing and shoving and like shutting at each other, and like in the first 5 minutes of the game, there were a whole whack of fouls and a bunch of technicals, and you had the coaches out on the court for most of the game, like yelling at people, and it was just really tense and gross, and it really did get in the way of the enjoyment of the game. Mm-hmm. So what it sounds like is the morning of Game 7, they went to do their shoot around, their warm up, and I don't know, the story is so messed up. Like they showed up early and the lights weren't on, and people were trying to prevent them from having balls, and it was just like a shit show from beginning to end. And then I believe there may have been a physical altercation between some people involved in this. And then Halifax just walked away. Which, who knows? I don't know what the real story is, but I promise you we have not heard it yet. Whatever it is.
No.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's so weird. And I mean, like the Halifax team, I don't know how the rest of the league's doing, but the Halifax team is, I think they're in a tough spot financially, and they've been trying to grow the support for the team, and I don't know how successful they're being, but like when I've gone to the games, I've enjoyed it, but there could definitely be a lot more people there,
Some are wondering if this is just an excuse for them to just fold in Halifax and move to another city.
Well, I did have to wonder because, I mean, those fines will bankrupt the team, basically. I would say, without knowing anything about the team's finances.
So it's a little crazy today. So that was kind of like the big news that was developing during the day there. So.
Well, it kind of like happened really quickly, and they were going to postpone it, and then they were going to forfeit, and the forfeit was maybe was not going to be permanent, and there was a lot of news flying around, and of course, like all the journalists are in Halifax that would normally cover this sort of thing, so it all just kind of like escalated pretty quickly, as far as I can tell. But yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. Nobody looks good coming out of this.
No.
And I think the league probably looks the worst out of the bunch, because the league is clamping on pretty heavy very quickly, without really sitting and thinking about what they're going to do moving forward.
Well, they said that they haven't finished doling out their penalties yet. They may still do some for the Windsor team. But
even still, just doling out penalties within such a short period of time, they really should assess the damage of their decisions first. You can't do this sort of thing over 24 hours.
This league is still developing, right? And so this is a situation that's kind of showing where they still have a lot of room to grow in terms of professionalizing their approach to things.
Yes.
They just don't have that in place.
You think they played their last game and then figure out how to fix their troubles?
Oh man, what a mess! There is probably so many layers to this story that we're still like probably a year away from finding out what really happened.
Oh, it's definitely an onion story.
Yeah, for sure.
As in the onion, or an onion?
No, it's like an onion.
Layers and layers and layers of stories.
Layers.
Oh, you mean like a troll or an ogre?
Maybe like an ogre.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next topic here. This is one that Krista suggested. A couple sues after their engagement photo finds itself on a cover of an erotic novel.
Not just any erotic novel.
No.
Based on, that was fan literature of the Gronk, who is a football sportser, I have learned from the internet. And
Yes, Rob Gronkowski from the New England Patriots. I'm surprised you don't know this gentleman.
Why? I don't. Well, no. I know that he's a sportser. That's the extent of my knowledge.
It could be worse. There could have been a dinosaur also on that cover.
Well, I'd be totally into it if that was the case.
They could have used their picture on 50 Shades of Grey, which would have been way worse.
I know.
The part about I like the best about the articles where they said casting the husband as a Jets fan may be grounds for defamation.
That was good.
I mean, this story is just like flat out weird, but it's kind of very telling about the world of self-publishing, and there is, you have these publishers like Amazon and Apple that create these self-publishing platforms that really don't have a lot of, in the academic world we would call it rigor, but people just like go and like Google search like couple smooching, and they like steal this photo off like a photographer's website, and then the next thing you know, it's on the cover of an erotic Gronk novel. And I mean, this couple didn't ask for it, and I mean the Gronk, to his credit, he seems to really be enjoying the attention. So
did the Gronk ask for it too?
Well, the Gronk did not ask for it, but in the post, if you click on the link that's in the post, he does a reading from it on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, and he seems like pretty down with being included in a weird fan fiction thing. But he also, I mean, sorry, dude, I know you've technically graduated from college, but I'm not confident in your literacy.
Well, the article has a passage here from the book.
Yeah.
And I'll just read a little bit of it here. It goes on to say with lines like, "Suddenly, all I wanted to do was watch Gronk do his thing in the zone place there. My vagina demanded it." Or, "Look at me, splitting my own seam. Ooh, going deep. You know how I like to work my slot receiver, like a tight end.
I don't know. Are those sports?
Rakonski. I don't know.
I want a T-shirt now that says "I have a demanding vagina."
I am sure you can find that on the internet.
I'm sure it could work. I will make
I
one.
think there's a couple good sound bites there, Jim.
Like a
Best
vagina
of.
with the lab coat and a clipboard.
Let's go to the best of.
I mean, disapprovingly. This vagina does not approve.
Vagina says no.
It's like Dan's dark web segment.
Well, I know, the dark web.
It's no longer a vagina, it's a vagino.
I don't know. Is that going to happen?
It'll be on a T-shirt in 2 weeks.
A vagino.
So like every Monday we have to print some T-shirts up of the most like noteworthy bon mots from the week before.
We could actually have a mascot, the Vagino Rhino.
Well, if we're going to go to that,
this horn is not going anywhere.
If we're going to go that far, we should figure out a way to get Chuck Tingle to write a book about it.
Yes.
Then the circle is complete.
All right, let's work on that as we get to the next topic. Oh, man.
We're going further down the rabbit hole.
Oh, man, it's going deep.
This is the
It's
single
my fault.
greatest thing I have read all week.
Going deep. Just like the Gronk and the seams.
Dude, moving on. We're going to funerals.
All right, so...
Happy topic. Yeah, enough of this stuff. Let's talk about strippers and funerals now.
Yeah, so in China, much like Japan, funerals are getting kind of a little extravagant, but Chinese authorities are cracking down on funeral stripping. Who has the additional background on this story?
Apparently, it wasn't just popular in China. It's actually in a lot of East Asian countries where it's very popular to improve the attendance to funerals by introducing stripping acts. And what better way to get men to actually attend funerals?
Well, apparently, the funerals are kind of big parties.
Yeah, it's important to send out your loved one who has passed on with a you're really supposed to like send them off. And
but see, this is I see where the objections were. There was kids there. That's what they were objecting about.
Yeah.
But were the kids naked from having a water fight?
Yeah, but you know what it's all about. It's about remembering your audience. That's you guys. Hey.
Yeah.
But were they just stripping or were they dancing? Now I find it like
No, pole. They're like pole dancing and shit.
No, they didn't have poles. They were just like dancing around the casket, and they were like naked.
That makes it sound so much better. Keep talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, with this girls
will
with
truly
body glitter
miss-
dancing around the casket.
We will truly miss our dear grandpapa. But let's bring on Dixie. Dixie, come on in.
I mean, I think
And
you
destiny and magic.
cultural horizons a bit and like take off your North American blinders, and maybe this is something that is this might be family-friendly entertainment in other countries. We don't know. There is another. So I felt, admittedly, and I've admitted this on the Google Plus page, I fell into a bit of a YouTube hole tonight because when you watch that video of those women at the one that Jim just showed briefly, it links to a bunch of other videos of other funerals with entertainment. And there is one with a marching band, and it goes on for like 10 minutes, and it is amazing because they do like choreography around the casket, and it's
insane.
Wow. It's fantastic. And there's one with like the big like bass drum, and the phone number for the band is on the side, and it's like, oh my god, I bet they get so much business from this.
I have a
Because it is
solution for Cirque du Soleil now.
You know what?
Bring it
Cirque du
back.
Soleil cannot compete with it. They can't compete with it. They can't compete with that. So yeah,
Fantastic.
I gotta be honest, like it really raises the bar for what's gonna happen at my funeral.
Well, I think you could get away with
Raises
saying
the bar
Grandpa
or raises
died.
the pole?
Grandpa ran away and joined the Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah. Then maybe that will be what leads to my funeral. I don't know. It's a world of possibility out there.
Imagine, you can imagine.
But seriously, like you need to go on YouTube
Yeah, I
and
agree.
spend like a solid half hour looking at those videos. It will just change your perspective on death
A
and dying.
half hour?
Yeah.
I don't think my missus will like me
You're gonna
watching.
enjoy it. It's not going to be a chore. It will be entertaining. I promise you, it'll be entertaining.
I don't know, Krista, it's sunny out. I don't think I can avoid half an hour on YouTube.
Dear, I'm doing research. Just research.
Just looking at funerals from Asia on the internet.
When you pass on to the great unknown, I gotta know how I'm gonna do it. Real tasteful,
Classy.
What kind of band do you want?
classy.
With candy.
I'll get you some real broads, some nice broads dancing for you.
There's also one with a marching band, and the marching band
Oh, okay.
does choreography,
That's true.
and it's fantastic.
I feel like there's
There's
a
a
market
list
for this in Dartmouth.
Dartmouth? There's a market
Maybe.
for everything.
There's a market for everything in
There's
Dartmouth.
a market. Hey, let's move on to the next topic here, which is we're getting to the funny stuff, but we're getting to maybe this is a little bit more serious topic here. A lot of turmoil in Baltimore this past week, and I think the pinnacle, I think, was the Baltimore Orioles playing a baseball game in an empty stadium.
Okay.
Poor decision.
Why?
Bad decision.
Why didn't they cancel the game?
Because sports are more important than civil rights.
Oh, for bleep's sake. Come on. The city has problems, like a lot of cities in America, and those problems were at the time incredibly active. And like what the hell is Major League Baseball thinking by continuing to play the game, not letting anyone into it lest anything go wrong? And oh my God, it was such a profoundly stupid thing to do.
And I'm looking at these pictures here now. Just look at,
I looked
you know,
at waiting outside that stadium.
There's nobody, like, seriously?
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
have the game?
While this is happening down the street.
Yeah.
I think
Priorities.
I think that Vine is actually part of the game protest.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was part of the Freddie Gray protests. But still, like, what a profoundly stupid thing to do, and like, what a way to insert unnecessarily into what is already a pretty tense situation in the city. Like, Baltimore's got a lot of stuff to work through, and it does not need Major League Baseball, like, running around like a bunch of jerks trying to, like, be heroes and still play their game and, like, get their broadcast money. Because that's why they did it, because there was clearly no one there, so they're only doing it for the broadcast rights.
Yeah. I guess the complaints of a couple billionaires cost more than the complaints of its own populace.
Oh my God, where is your soul, you bunch of jerks? Your city's on fire.
But this video here that being broadcast, like one of the 21-year-old university students, civil rights activist, he's trying the crowd to disperse, and look at this Humvee coming in. Did you guys see this?
No.
And whoops, goes into the Humvee.
Did he run over him?
No, they threw him in the Humvee. He's gone.
Oh, was that the police?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the militarization of the police as well while we're at it. And let's bring this hangout from like here down to here.
Yeah. By the way, before you start that, watch Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, because he did an amazing thing about that not that long ago.
About the militarization? Yeah, it's on his YouTube channel. It's totally worth checking out.
It's always worth checking out.
He is always worth checking out. Watch everything on John Oliver's YouTube channel. It will improve your mind and your perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know. Like you guys, like again, like it's ultimately it's just sports, but when something like this happens, you can also tell it's also about a lot of money. Otherwise, you wouldn't do something as profoundly insensitive as play a baseball game when the city is going through a pretty traumatic experience.
Well,
Or if the city cared that much. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Trudy.
Sorry, no, it's okay. I was just going to say it really proves that they really don't give a crap what's happening to the black community there. I mean, they really have said that that's not nearly as important as making money.
And if this is about trying to get the community to heal, they should have opened those gates. Let the people come in. Let them watch the game. Make the game free attendance.
Yeah,
That's what they should have done, Dan. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But when they open up the seat, when there's nobody in the seats, they're not making any money.
Yeah.
well, they're still getting the broadcast money. They're
Yeah.
still making,
No, but I mean, if they wanted to at least
money.
make
It's
it
not in ticket
goodwill.
As much as they would have made if they would have filled the seats.
Yeah.
And they could have made it up with a doubleheader at some point. You know, it's not like it had
Well,
to
that's
be played
just
that
like
time.
what it, you like the greatest
Oh, they
thing
would have
that's
made it up
ever
with goodwill.
I don't know. Like I love America. I love lots of places in America, but that country is seriously messed up. Get your
But
shit
the other thing,
America.
you can't point the finger solely at Baltimore for that one, or the Baltimore management.
No.
You can also take a look at the MLB league, because Bud Selig, I think he's still the commissioner. He should have said no to that as well.
No,
Out
they-
of poor taste, but everyone got dollar signs in their eyes.
These old white guys, all
Cultural.
they care about is the money.
they have a new baseball commissioner.
Okay, that just dates me then. Sorry.
But
Still an old white guy.
no, yeah, but still an old white guy. So.
Yeah.
My
All
point
right.
stands.
But anyways, yeah. So for those who haven't been, like for me, I've been kind of offline a little bit this week. Hashtag Baltimore if you want to get caught up. And what I found was a very helpful tool this week was Periscope.
Yeah.
On your smartphone, the app Periscope, if you follow reporters, they are broadcasting live. Like I was watching an assembly in one of the churches going on like at 9 o'clock at night and all this stuff. Periscope and Twitter are still...
But, and for the love of God, if you want to know what's happening in Baltimore, do not watch CNN.
No.
Don't watch it anyway, ever.
Just block it out
Yeah.
from your television. Do not
Or
watch.
Fox News.
Well,
You know what?
Like, people like Geraldo. Geraldo
CBC
betting himself into the story.
CBC is basically almost to that point.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Speculation
Where-
Central? Hyperbole and speculation?
They're setting police cars on fire. It's like,
Oh my
there's a
God!
lot of other stuff going on in Baltimore. Calm down.
You know what I
CBC.
listen to? Al Jazeera. Al
Actually, you know what?
Jazeera,
Yeah.
BBC.
Do you know who runs Al Jazeera America? A Canadian. Ali Velshi, who used to be the CNN money reporter. They're doing amazing journalism.
But there's so many smaller independents, news organizations that are popping up, you know, like either via blogs or anything like that. You can find what's really going on. It's just that you gotta find them. But if you're so used to the main networks feeding you their version.
What Wolf
It makes-
Blitzer
makes-
being afraid of black people in every in every city
Yeah.
in the United States? That appears to be what's going on. That's all CNN seems to broadcast these days. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Scary.
All right, let's move on. Let's do one quick round of comments, and then we'll get into Dan's dark web finds. Did you like that, Dan? I like this title.
Thank you. Except this time, I'm not doing dark web finds, but I'll touch upon something else entirely. So.
Oh.
All right, let's refresh some pages, folks. If you're watching, if you're on Twitter, Friday Night Hangout hashtag, and we will read your comments here. YouTube, Google+, avoidingchores.com, avoidingchores.com, and probably something else. Not a lot of activity because Mike's here from Newfoundland. Let's go to Dan. Is anything on the YouTube channel?
We got a little bit more from GC Storm 1. He says, Keith, I had started with the Garrison ISA earlier, and Mike, a detour is my next. And then we got one from Off-Grid Farmsteaders, who says, I am drinking Hunky Dory, and it ain't half bad.
Dory, I love Hunky Dory. Yes.
All right. Well, I got a tweet from Off-Grid, Deborah, and she seems to be enjoying the hangout. She's been watching last little while here, so it's been a little while since I seen her. Off chance, we were at Run Club in Bedford, and I see a Jeep pull up, and it was her. She looks just like her avatar in her YouTube videos, so she was in town here. So it's
That's
good
very
watching
cool.
from Digby area in Nova Scotia, so it was good
Hello.
to have that. Let's see, Krista on Twitter, do we have any activity going on there, or are we pretty much dead?
It's very quiet. Bye.
Very quiet. Okay. And I assume Mike's with us there, so there's nothing on votingchoice.com.
Just Carrie.
Just Carrie, and Carrie went to the bathroom. So let's move on to Dan's segment. Dan, what were you doing this week on the internet?
Well, this week I was doing training over in CFB Gagetown, so I didn't really have any internet access, so I couldn't do too much research. But within the short little bit that I did get back, I decided to start up a new segment that goes along with something I tweeted out from our friend Christy here about Chuck Tingler. So I suggested a new segment called Getting Deep into Tingler. or putting the finger on the tingle. So you can choose whichever one you want for that one.
I like Tingle on the Tingle.
Tingle on the tingle. First of all, our good friend Chuck Tingle, who we've talked about in previous episodes, a avid writer of I forget what he calls it, erotic author of a very distinct genre. He is actually starting up a sex advice column with deathandtaxes.com. So if you have any questions about your own life, any sort of relationship questions, you can actually ask Chuck Tingle, and he will come up with an answer and post it for you.
Wow.
Yeah, I love
Such
it.
as, Dear Dr. Tingle, I've been dating this guy for about a month and recently asked him what his fantasies are. Turns out he's into some pretty kinky stuff like cuckolding. I'm not ready into that, but I'm afraid he'll think I'm too vanilla if I tell him the truth. Is he weird, or am I weird? And, of course, he'll come up with a wonderful answer for that.
Of Bigfoot Sommelier, Butt Tasting with Bigfoot Sommelier said...
Oh, what did you say? Well, thanks. It's okay to kiss strange things sometimes, but I looked on a web search for cuckold and found out that's not kissing. That's just hanging out when another boy kisses. Did you know this? Oh, there's a lot of lack of punctuation. That's okay. You're not a doctor. Found out sometimes people want to be a sad boy, too. So whatever floats your boat. Most important is real love. Don't care what's a weird time, only care what's a real love time if it makes you happy and boy sad.
Oh my god.
He likes. Don't kiss because he thinks you're a vanilla, though. It's okay to be a vanilla when love is real. Kiss instead because you want to try fun times with Bigfoot, dinosaur, or car. When Cuckold sees you with car or T-Rex, you will be so excited. That's great talking about slick dinosaur bad boys taking you out to dinner first. If then you like it, it's maybe fun at fun times. It's not no worries.
Oh my god.
I think.
So apparently he's a English for a second language exchange student from the Philippines, because that makes more sense that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now, yeah, he's if you do have any questions about relationships, you can send it directly to him. Go to deathandtaxesmag.com and you can ask him his questions. And also on the Chuck Tingle watch, of course, like every good human being on this planet, he has his own Twitter feed at Chuck Tingle. And I learned some juicy gossip that he has a new book coming out, a new Western Tingle about cowboys coming. Yeah. So here's a segment from that one.
I think I just have to set up a Google search for Chuck Tingle.
Yeah. My usual job is pretty hard. Got to take hundreds of nice cows from one state to another state, cross border and stuff. And I really like it, but every once in a dang while, Veltbot will give me some kind of nice box with a mystery inside. That's what I wanted. Duh! Like a present on your birthday. Veltbot steps into his office, hard walking. It's right there near the horses. And then he comes back with a small wooden box. Could fit anything. It's a mystery, so don't peek, buckaroo. He hands it to me, and I look down to see President's name. Whoa! I say with a slick way. What the heck? President? I don't know, admits Mr. Veltbot. It's a top secret cowboy mission, so you should take it if you know what's good for you. Came directly from the White House and was transferred here to the hottest cowboy with abs. So I don't want to ruin it anymore because, I mean, I think Chuck Tingle could actually describe it better than I ever could.
Save it for the book.
Save it for the book. So yeah, that's what I have to say. And I know Krista had something to add about Chuck Tingle himself.
Yep, there was on Jezebel.com this week. There was one of their posters did some workshopping of a story with Chuck Tingle, and he provided some pretty stream of consciousness-based advice about the writing and where it should go. And it was posted yesterday. So if you just take a look back to the last day or so of Jezebel, and you enjoy these Chuck Tingle conversations, I'm pretty sure you'll be entertained.
So hopefully tomorrow or next week I'll have some more actual internet products, but this is Chuck Tingle's pretty good on its own. So
yeah,
again, putting our finger on the tingle.
Finger on the tingle. We can just keep talking about the color changing dress, the gay color changing dress called Channing. I will talk. I dine out on that story a lot. So I love Chuck Tingle. I love him.
All right, let's. I guess it's Cards Against Humanity.
Trudy.
Oh, where's Trudy? Oh, we lost Trudy.
That's Trudy. Cards.
Okay, Cards Against Humanity time, folks. This is where we grab our deck of cards, or if you don't have the deck of cards, I don't have it nearby, you can use the online cards. You can click on that, and we can play along. So basically, whoever has the printed black cards, and that is who? Okay, so Dan, Carrie, Krista.
I have one.
You have one? Yep. Okay. Yep. Keith. Okay. We'll do 4 rounds, and then that's it. Yeah. So we'll have a little bit of fun with that. And if you're watching, if you want to play around. You can tweet Friday Night Hangout. Let's start with Dan. Dan, what you got?
From the magical deck of Cards Against Humanity, we have Why Am I Sticky?
Why am I sticky?
Why am I sticky?
Oh, I got one. Why are you sticky? The Kool-Aid Man.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Keith.
Why am I sticky? Sniffing glue.
Carrie.
Yeah, a simple one. Here it is. Why am I sticky? Is free samples.
Krista.
Bees?
Bees. And Mike.
Getting naked and watching Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Swiper, no swiping.
You're too late.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh shit.
Oh man, good stuff.
Where did?
All right, so let's go to Keith there. So,
What's the Canadian government using to inspire rural students to succeed?
yeah, sure.
What?
Then
the
again,
Canadian
what is the
government?
Canadian government using to inspire rural students to succeed?
Man, I got a really bad choices here.
I've got a bad one for this. It's bad.
Bring it on.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Set me up.
What's the Canadian government using to inspire rural students to succeed?
Just the tip.
sounds about right.
Jesus. Carrie. Want to read off the question, Keith, again?
Sure. What's the Canadian government using to inspire rural students to succeed?
Canada, America's hat. That's it.
Dan.
I said half-assed foreplay. Man.
They were doing that when they were 13. Come on.
All right, Mike.
Teenage pregnancy.
They're doing after the.
I see a recurring theme here.
Trudy. Uh-oh, no audio.
No sound.
No sound.
She just said shut up.
Oh, outrageous.
I understood that, though.
If we could read lips.
What about you, Jim? What's
Okay,
the Canadian government using to
well-
inspire rural students to succeed?
That ass. That
That's a
ass.
half-ass.
That was funny. All right, Carrie. And it's too bad Trudy doesn't have cards. You don't actually have printed cards, do you, Trudy? No, you just got the online stuff?
My card says, when Pharaoh remained unmoved, Moses called down a plague of.
Wow, when Pharaoh remained unmoved, Moses called down a plague of. He called. Oh, same-sex ice dancing.
She can hear us.
Good one.
Mike.
When what was the question again? When Moses.
Yeah, when the Pharaoh.
When Pharaoh remained unmoved, Moses called down a plague of.
Kamikaze pilots.
Oh, kamikaze. Krista.
When Pharaoh did something.
When Pharaoh remained unmoved, Moses called down a plague of.
The Care Bear stare.
Care Bear stare.
Care Bear stare.
Keith, when Pharaoh remained unmoved, Moses
Called down a plague of.
Women in yogurt commercials.
Dan.
I shall read. When
Yes.
Pharaoh remained unmoved, Moses called down a plague of.
Brown people.
Oh,
Oh.
That's the thing was having
Oh. Oh.
What, too soon?
Yeah.
What do you got, Jim?
Moses called down a plague of estrogen.
Right. I can
Estrogen.
deal with it.
That's pretty safe.
I know, yeah. All right, and our last one, Krista, you got the last black card.
I do. You ready?
Yep.
MTV's new reality show features 8 washed-up celebrities living with blank.
But they're living with Stephen Hawking, talking dirty. Trudy says, all you can eat shrimp for $4.99.
Yeah, she's in.
All right, Dan.
They're living with German dungeon porn.
Read up the question, Krista, again.
MTV's new reality show features 8 washed-up celebrities living with blank.
Keith.
A man on the brink of orgasm.
And Carrie.
Women's suffrage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Too
Mike.
soon.
Justin Bieber.
Justin
much
Bieber.
worse.
All right, and that is it for Cards Against Humanity. Did anybody play around? Play along?
We did have a celebrity guest in there. I just posted a picture of it.
I am seeing that on the other laptop right now here. So a furry friend.
Yeah, my little cat sitting buddy who I'm taking care of this weekend.
All right. All right, so let's move on to the last topic, which is basically the Wayback Machine. We think back, we reminisce about years past. And tonight is 2003. 2003.
Ooh.
What we were thinking about in 2003.
Saddam Hussein was captured.
Oh, was that when he was
2003.
dragged out of the
Foxhole.
foxhole there?
Little hole.
Little hole.
Mm.
And they did the really embarrassing thorough dental inspection.
Yeah.
And it went on for a while. And then they mocked it on Arrested Development, and it was a lot funnier.
That was also when Mission Accomplished was put on giant banner size upon aircraft carriers.
That's right. And Trudy had a new baby.
Oh.
Who is now a fine young man.
Mm-hmm.
10 plus.
Concorde makes its last commercial flight.
It was in 2003?
That really bums me
2003.
out. That really does bum me out because when you fly into Charles de Gaulle, they have a Concorde that they have on the runway that you see when you come in as a monument to a better time in French air travel, I guess.
Or more civilized time.
Well, it only took 10 minutes to get across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Wasn't long.
There was a lot of good movies that came out in 2003, but one of them, which I had just didn't think was that old, we're talking about 12 years now, Kill Bill, Volume 1.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah,
Such a good movie.
2003. And another movie that I liked, Underworld. Little vampire and werewolf stuff. Okay, so we had Finding Nemo.
Yay!
That's a good movie.
And the Ben Affleck classic Daredevil was in 2003
I
too.
thought you were going to say Gigli. So excited there.
Oh.
Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor of California. Sorry, California!
California.
California.
I'm going to become governor of California. It was
This year
also International Year of Fresh Water. Big year.
The Department of Homeland Security officially began operation.
The space shuttle Columbia exploded, killing all 7.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just heard that.
Mm.
The one that was coming back to Earth at that point, not the one that was flying out.
Yeah.
There was a terrorist attack in Morocco at a restaurant I had been at a couple of years before that, which was kind of a drag.
Oh, that was the year that huge blackout happened across the Northeast.
Not here, though.
Oh yeah, out in Ontario and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ontario must have, because I was living in Ontario at that time. I know it was crazy for those couple days.
A little baby boom followed that, didn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, it did. It did. A couple of celebrity deaths. Johnny Cash, June Carter Cash,
Oh.
Bob Hope, Gregory Peck, George Plimpton, John Ritter, and Fred Rogers.
Okay, I've never gotten over John Ritter. Or Johnny Cash, I guess, for that matter.
Yeah.
It was an okay draft year for hockey. The number 1 draft pick was Marc-Andre Fleury. Went to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Top pick. And then after that...
didn't he was goalie for Halifax, wasn't he?
No, that was Jean-Sébastien Giard.
Ugh, who can tell?
Anaheim.
Who can tell these French guys apart?
Number 2 pick was Eric Stahl. So there you go.
Really? Huh.
Who?
2000. Eric Stahl.
I don't know.
Well, you know.
I found something that happened also in 2003. That was the year that one of the Tigers attacked Siegfried and Roy. Well, it attacked Roy that year.
Yeah.
And I actually have a story for that. My boss at the time, his brother was actually the main pyrotechnic advisor for that show. So he was standing at the back of the stage as this all was happening. So he was out there and he's seeing, them doing their act, and suddenly the tiger attacks Roy and then, gets him by the jugular, and blood's just spilling out. And the audience thinks it's a part of the act. So they're all like going, whoa, crazy, crazy. And then suddenly the clapping kind of slows down, and they're like getting the curtains closed quickly, and they're trying to drag him up and mop up the blood at the same time. So
Yeah, that's messed up.
I think
He's never been remotely close to being the same.
No. I think the story, the real story was he was having some kind of a collapse, a medical collapse, and the tiger wanted to drag him off stage like it would a cop or something, and took him by the neck.
What's really messed up about all that is that you still had Siegfried going around going like, no, he's fine, like everything's fine, don't worry about it. It's like, no, dude, like everybody can tell things are not fine.
Yeah.
We don't need to watch a tiger attack video to figure that out.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. He's very good. He's basically still alive.
Yes.
It's
that was also a transition year for Canadian politics.
Tiger.
We went from the Chrétien era to the
Paul Martin era.
Right. The forgotten prime minister.
Yeah.
And the Young and the Restless celebrated its 30th anniversary in 2003.
The Young and the Restless.
Nobody
I've actually been
was,
watching that quite a bit during my unemployment. That and Days of Our Lives. They hold up so well. The last time I watched any of those shows, I was in university, and they are just as engaging and time-sucking today as they were in 1994.
Ruben Studdard was the winner of American Idol Season 2.
Oh, what happened to that guy? I worry about
Yeah,
him.
Ruben. Yeah.
Do you think he can, pay his rent? I really worry about that.
Probably not.
Oh,
Billboard 100 has In the Club by 50 Cent as being number 1.
that's an awesome song.
What other ones? Crazy in Love by Beyonce was number 4.
Oh, that's an even better song. Wait, that was a number 1?
That was number 4. In the Club by 50 Cent was number 1.
That's
a good TV show, Oz, was finishing up in 2003.
Oz was a good TV show. But it did keep me from ever wanting to go to prison. So mission accomplished, Oz.
I think that would keep everybody wanting to go to prison.
And Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, finished up in 2003.
Oh my gosh, really?
Wild.
Dawson's
Two and a
Creek.
Half Men started in 2003.
Ugh.
David Chappelle's show.
Oh, what? Which one? Chappelle Show?
Yeah. Arrested Development.
Yay!
Colin Mockery left 22 minutes.
Really?
I kind of forgot he was on 22 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why it was in 2003 when he left.
For those who are fans of British television, there's a show that's QI, which is our fantastic show.
It is a
it's
fantastic show.
Yeah. So, and they usually show segments of it on YouTube. So you haven't seen it before. It's hosted by Stephen Fry. He has notables that show up on the show, and they just pass along trivia questions as they're wont to do on British game shows.
Yeah,
it's not really a game show. It's just a education show.
Yeah, I think it's just an education show. You can find it. It's very easy to find on YouTube and other means, and it's very entertaining.
Mythbusters started in 2003.
No, really.
Yeah.
Well, that is pretty much all I got for 2003. Has anybody got anything else?
About this Beyonce not being number one.
Firefly was 2003.
If you want to, but if you want to talk about a song that has held up over time, I promise you, Beyonce's "Crazy in Love" has held up far better than "In the Club."
Yeah.
Yep.
And I will go I could talk about this for up to 5 minutes. But I won't because we're running late.
All right. And with that, we'll do a quick round of comments. Is there anything new? Otherwise, we can start to cap off another evening. Another great show. Geez, good stuff. For those who are watching, you want to watch the replay. Once we're done, 10-15 minutes, you can watch the replay from the beginning on your Apple TV and such. There will be a best of podcast coming out on the weekend, so you want to subscribe to the feeds. You can find the feed on our website, avoidingchores.com, iTunes, or Stitcher. Just search for Avoiding Chores or Friday Night Hangout. Dan, anything on the Twitter? Not the Twitter, the YouTube.
Just one more from Off Grid Farmsteader. She thinks having strippers at a funeral is awesome.
Oh, I will say, final comment on that. If you're not going to get someone strippers in life, don't get them in death.
Right on.
All right. And Krista, anything on Twitter to close
Trudy
off with?
said, thank you for letting me play tonight. Computer and Bladder gave out at the end.
Yeah.
But it was delightful to have Trudy joining us from Vancouver.
Yes.
And we had an appearance by Rocco, which was very exciting as well. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I have.
All right. Anybody else got anything to plug?
I will say if... Yeah,
Go ahead, Mike.
Nothing new on Avoiding Chores. I'll be on next 3 weeks.
All right. Sounds good. All right, Dan, what do you got?
I was going to say, if you wish to know more about Chuck Tingle and his exploits, let us know. I'm sure that we could fill your brain with more Tingle facts. Again, we're willing to put the fingle on the tingle.
Tingle on the tingle.
And bring more stuff to you.
Or you know what? Just clear an hour in your calendar and just go on Amazon and just search Chuck Tingle, and you will not regret that hour.
Yeah.
It might be the greatest hour of your life.
Tall order. And with that, I think we're done. We're done for another week. So I'd like to thank the panel, thank everybody who was watching, commenting, and stuff. And Krista, how do we close out?
Good meeting!
Good meeting!
Good meeting.
Good day.